Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Well, we saw a strong rejection again as Bitcoin failed to make a higher high and it dropped back into support. Okay, so literally not much changed, taking the main scenario here into account, taking the bigger picture into account. At the moment, we are still holding 28,546. And you know that this is the level against which we can generally focus on higher in a fifth wave. There was an attempt for it to rally higher already in the fifth wave, and it needed to hold the micro support at 30K for that, but it failed. But it can always restart. I mean, as long as the 50% retracement is holding, which is the maximum really the wave 4 should do, I think we can focus on higher. Look, I'm not a fan of, talking about, this was... We had this news come out and it was this or that, but obviously there was some clickbait going on around the Bitcoin spot ETF filings having been declined by the SEC, and there was a clickbait title, something I didn't follow through again. I didn't really dig into the detail here too much. But from what I know is obviously the rumors were that the SEC, Gary, Gary said again that you can't file these ETFs and they're inadequate and whatever. Essentially, I think it was just sort of a formal rejection, and they were just asked to make a few amendments in the filing. So it's actually quite bullish news, because it means if they make these amendments, most likely those spot ETFs will be approved. Yeah, but I don't know. Apparently, like, huge leveraged long positions were liquidated due to this drop, and you get the idea that news stories can influence sentiment, and sentiment is exactly what we're measuring with the Elliott waves. But if we don't break below the 50% retracement here, it can still restart a fifth wave. Now, interestingly, we had obviously inflation figures today as well. Core PCE came in lower than the market anticipated, came in lower than predicted by the market, by analysts and so on. But apparently there was a leak yesterday or something. So I don't dig too much into this stuff. Rather focus on the objective levels on the charts. And to be honest, not much happened other than typical volatility on a day like that. I often say that on a day like that, where you get the inflation report and stuff like that, don't take initial movements too seriously. It was just quite funny that the ETF rejection happened, I think, exactly when the core PCE report came out. So I don't know, something's a bit fishy there. But yeah, I think the lower inflation figures were actually quite good news. Now, what you often get on a day like that is the initial reaction is not as it typically plays out in the end. Yeah? So yeah, we had that rejection, but it just shows how fragile the market is. I think it's just volatility that's generated. Nothing changed the higher level trend at this stage. So it's just volatility that these kind of events generate. And don't take price action within a few hours before and after such an event like core PCE report too seriously. The last few events were a bit of non-events. Nothing really happened. Bit of a nothing burger event on nothing burger day. Whereas today we had a bit of volatility, but unfortunately still the chart didn't make any progress. Corrections, as this one is, they are not progress in charts, unfortunately. So yeah, we still deal with a situation in which I count this best as a fourth wave still unfolding, as long as our 28,540 level is holding. And I still count it as a WXY structure, where we had an A wave, a high B wave, not an overshooting B wave, and maybe now a C wave to the downside, or even a WXY structure within the Y wave. It's extremely messy. So yes, we can decipher here the lower degree structure, but it is still important to understand that against 28,540, and Bitcoin is holding that level at the moment, the focus can be on higher in the fifth wave, which means that as long as that level is holding, the fifth wave can easily restart. Below that level, we've got our support for the alternative wave count directly below it. And to be honest with it, if this sells off further and gets close to the 50% retracement, I think we have to assume we are already in the wave 2 with support all the way down to 26,190. Because looking at the size of the correction, I mean, it would have been perfect to start the fifth wave now As it failed to do so, this could of course be an A wave, a B wave with a larger C wave down, heading into the deeper support range. Would not necessarily be bearish as long as price is holding 26,190. And I talked to you already last week that this is the bullish range, yeah, with support at 26,190 and the breakout point at 31,460. And since then, we've just been moving in the range. It's not even moved a lot. Yeah, Bitcoin hasn't even moved a lot. Still holding above 30K, which is actually quite good. And to be honest, the news about the ETFs is actually quite good as well. Now, again, I need to disclaimer here, you know, I haven't looked into this story too much, not following this too much, but it's obviously crypto Twitter and a lot of influencers who are going to make videos about that. But, you know, it's a lot of, you know, it doesn't really help, does it? Because, you know, you can never really say, okay, it's this news event that is going to trigger this price reaction or whatever. There are so many factors and variables that influence prices that it really is only sentiment we can measure. And all of these different aspects and much more, which we don't even know about, influence market sentiment. So it's not, you know, there's no point discussing one news event. I just found it very interesting today, obviously, and the timing and the clickbait title. I hate clickbait titles. Maybe I should start with them. It would certainly boost the viewers, but there's no point. That's not my style. All right. So anything else here to say? Not really. I mean, 30-minute chart. Certainly could be that this C wave is over here. 1 second. I need to move it up here. Could be that this C wave is over, but it would now take a break above the last swing high at 31,130 to give us decent probability that a next rally is starting, or at least a smaller 5-wave move up and a 3-wave move down, which is very difficult to see right at the moment, because when there's so much volatility, sometimes it doesn't show all the little subwaves. But yeah, interesting. I mean, we need to let the dust settle. I'll keep you updated on Telegram and Discord if you're a channel member anyway. But there'll be another update later anyway. But looking at the bigger picture, yeah, well, you can just zoom out and we're basically at the same price that we were at more than a week ago. So not much happened, just ranging. All right, that's my update about Bitcoin. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.